Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm your host, Marlena Geller.
And I'm your other host, Grace Campbell.
Welcome to another Monday on the Hill. We wanted to start off by talking about The Bachelor because obviously it's something that, at least personally, I'm obsessed with.
Me too. I love it as much as we, talked about it last week. It really seems to be that we could not stop talking about it.
So we thought we'd pick up where we left off. So Cassie and Colton, they've been together for publicly now a week.
I love it. I'm obsessed with them on Instagram. It's kind of my favorite thing. Did you see that they just went to Las Vegas?
Did you see that they were slow dancing on camera for like a good 2 minutes?
Yes, but also, did you see that Cassie's sister, Michelle Randolph, is dating like Greg Sulkin, where he's like a famous Disney Channel star, isn't he?
So for those of you that don't remember 8 maybe? I don't know. He was the werewolf on Wizards of Waverly Place who dated Selena Gomez.
Is.
So tell me that's not like the best ex history, like Michelle Randolph. Is that her last name?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
Perfect. And Selena Gomez, like you're killing it. Anyway, so now him and Colton are like BFFs. So interesting to see where that goes in the future.
They have lots of Instagram stories like all together, and it's so fun to watch like all of them like repeated, like go from Cassie and Colton to like all of them. I'm obsessed.
It's
I need to calm down a little bit about it.
It's a Randolph family thing.
So like, how do you feel about Hannah B? Moving on to.
Okay, here's the real take on my opinion. I started liking her more than Kaylin. So back up, Kaylin and Hannah B don't really like each other, and they started off the season with a lot of drama and a lot of like who said what and why, etc. Anyway, so I liked Hannah B more than I liked Kaylin, but then Hannah B had the first date, and she's doing a toast for Colton, and she couldn't do a toast. Like, I'm sorry, I know that speaking in front of people can sometimes be a little alarming, and I get it. Like, I'm a comms major. We know we're like, oi. But you gotta speak.
I don't know. It just was like kind of funny when like Chris Harrison, when like they introduced the the surprise like 5 men they're gonna meet, and she was like, I hope I meet someone that can like form sentences better than me, and he goes, yeah, me too. That is just a little embarrassing. Like, come on, girl. Like, I understand. Like, we all can be awkward, but I've never experienced awkward like her before.
The toast really changed a couple things for me, but I do think that more than anything, they want good TV. And I think Hannah B will bring good TV. I kind of see like Caitlin Bristow vibes a little bit with her realness. So yeah. I'm excited to see.
I'm excited. I think she will do great. I mean, she deserves a chance at love, I guess. Don't they all? Don't we all? But yeah, that's really, our Bachelor spiff for
right now.
For now, because tune in May 4th, I think it comes out or something.
Yeah, like the week before graduation. So all you seniors, it's like your last one here at KU, so breathe easy or not. That's up to you. But the other scandal that came out was the Olivia Jade, Lori Loughlin shindig. So what are we thinking about that?
I mean, it's kind of like, it's flabbergasting almost. That's like, it's just very interesting. Like, I mean, it doesn't affect me. Like, I got into college. Like, at this point, I'm so far getting into college, that like, it doesn't like it like matters. But it's also just like, wow, money really bought them a lot of things.
My take is, you look at Olivia's YouTube, and she has millions of followers. She has a deal that has sold out multiple times on Sephora.com. And now she's dropping out of college. Like, life as she know it is over, and it's just going to be really interesting to see the parallels.
Yeah, I mean, her Sephora it's
gone.
It's like really hurt. Yeah, it's hurt. It like ruined her.
She's taken off the website, and she's no longer a Tresemme partner.
Oh, I didn't. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Well, yikes.
So all these brand deals, all this lucrative.
I mean,
branding.
She didn't even care where she went to college. It was all her mom.
Yes. Oh, the quote was something along the lines of, I don't really want to go to school for school. I just want to go for game days and partying. It's a little dubbed, but like the general
yeah,
saying.
And so, I mean, like, clearly she like got into ASU or something like honor. It was like something that Lori didn't want her to go to just ASU. And there was something in that I read. It was very like.
But what's more on the different take somewhat is Bella, her older sister, who's not really famous in the way that Olivia is. She's older and obviously has been to USC for longer. So it's just interesting the parallel of, like, was Olivia really famous when she was supposed to be paying all this money? Like, because a lot of people think that it's just Olivia Jade to keep up her appearance and her image.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like both. Both.
Total.
Like,
But then Dr. J posted
the photo about his daughter getting into USC, but he donated, I guess it was $70 million. Not 7, we thought 7 earlier. It's 70 for a building to be named after him.
and we thought college was expensive.
And so he had this whole scandal because he had to take the post down after fans brought to his attention that, like, he, like, didn't.
All right, well, we'll be back a little bit later to talk more about this. Here.
Hi.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
We don't have a special guest today, but we do have a report from Tyler Jones, who was in Salt Lake City this weekend for the NCAA tournament. Tyler was one of the 10 journalism students covering the Jayhawks.
KU falls to Auburn 89-75 in a game that resembled their season of sorts. Hello, everybody. Tyler Jones here in Salt Lake City to recap this one. Auburn got off to a hot start to this game, shooting 56% from the field in the first half, including 9 three-point attempts. Bryce Brown was on fire to open up this game, going 4 for 4 from three-point range, and the Jayhawks could not keep up. At the halftime break, KU trailed 51-25. You move ahead to the second half, and KU really started getting the shots to fall as they opened up the half, going 7 of 7 from the field, but that was not enough. Auburn kept pace very well with KU in that second half. They led by as much as 27 points with 12:28 to go, which was Auburn's largest lead of the night. KU ultimately falls 89-75 despite outscoring Auburn 50-38 in the second half. Dedrick Lawson had a very good game, 25 points and 10 rebounds, but per usual this season, he didn't get much help. 15 points from Quentin Grimes, 13 from Devon Dotson, who was playing with a bum ankle and still managed to go out there and put together a valiant effort, and 11 points from David McCormick. But they weren't able to step up on the defensive end. Auburn was able to run up and down the floor, get all the three-point attempts that they wanted. Auburn, 13 of 30 from three-point range, 32 of 61 from field goal range. Bryce Brown finishes with 25 points, Jared Harper with 18, and McLemore finished with 11 in the win for Auburn, and they end the night shooting 53% from the field, and they're on to the Sweet 16. KU, they get to go to Kansas City to watch the tournament from home as their season ends for the first time since 2015 in the second round of the NCAA tournament. For the final time this season, I'm Tyler Jones. KU falls to Auburn 89-75, signing off.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, I'm Raina.
And I'm Dakota. This is your Good Evening KU News Update. President Trump went nearly 2 days without tweeting this weekend, one of the longest stretches during his time in the White House. Trump did not comment on the Mueller report, but simply said good morning, followed by his token phrase, "Make America Great Again."
Later in the day, however, Trump said he was glad the investigation is over. The report indicates that there was no collusion with Russia.
It was just announced there was no collusion with Russia, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There was no collusion with Russia. There was no obstruction and none whatsoever. And it was a complete and total exoneration. It's a shame that our country had to go through this. To be honest, it's a shame that your president has had to go through this for Before I even got elected, it began.
It was 40 years ago this week that the worst nuclear accident in the United States occurred at 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania. A partial meltdown of reactor number 2 caused the release of a small amount of radiation into the atmosphere. Public health officials eventually said there was no danger, but the public fear remained and the reactor was never opened again.
A late night car crash on Mass Street sent 3 women to the hospital on Saturday night, one in critical condition. According to the Lawrence Journal-World, police and medical crews discovered a vehicle upside down at the intersection of 13th Street in Mass, just before midnight. None of the injured women were wearing seatbelts, and one of them was thrown out of the vehicle when it rolled over. Police are still investigating the accident.
The men's basketball season officially came to an end on Saturday night in Salt Lake City. A quick start and some deadly shooting by the Auburn Tigers was simply too much for the young Jayhawks to overcome. Auburn led by 26 points at halftime before eventually winning 89-75. KU ends its season with a record 26-10.
The baseball team lost 3 close games to open up Big 12 championship play. Oklahoma knocked off the Jayhawks by scores of 5-1, 4-3, and 10-5 this weekend in Norman. KU is now 13-10 overall and will travel to Missouri State on Wednesday before a 3-game homestand against Baylor this weekend.
And that'll wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Kaylin and Chris will be back with the weather.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back. I am Kaylin here for your Good Evening KU weather update, and joining me is Chris. He is live outside and on campus, ready to give us a weather report. So Chris, where are you at, and what's the weather like there?
All right, so I am in between Malott and Wesco Hall. It is slightly crappy today. It's about 56, slightly overcast skies and a slight breeze blowing through campus this afternoon.
So do you see a lot of people outside kind of enjoying the day, walking around, or is everyone inside?
Well, outside of the one person that just walked past, there really aren't too many people out here. They've probably gone home for the afternoon. But yes, during the afternoon, it was quite lively out here, I assume. I mean, I wasn't here, but it's a guess, I guess.
So Chris, on an unrelated note, how excited are you for opening day for MLB?
I am very excited for opening day for MLB. Very stoked, jazzed, if you will.
Awesome. What's your team?
The Minnesota Twins, unfortunately.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You can go ahead and head on back in.
Of course.
All right. So, like Chris said, right now it's kind of crappy outside. It's overcast. We do have temperatures up in the mid-50s. And as we go into the evening, we will see just a slight break in the clouds, but not really too much. Temperature going down into the lower 50s into the upper 40s. And then going into tonight, the temperatures are actually going to drop down into the upper 30s. It's going to be a little bit of a chilly night, but and we will also see cloudy skies. The breaks in the clouds aren't really going to last very long. There's going to be a bit of a breeze out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but no chance of precipitation. And then going into tomorrow, we will at least see a bit of a break in the sky, or a bit of a break in the clouds. Partly cloudy skies most of the day tomorrow. Highs up around 61 degrees. So it's going to be a very nice day. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And again, no chance of precipitation tomorrow. Now, these nice temperatures and these sunny skies are going to last for a couple of days, but then towards the end of the week, we're going to see some rain and storms actually move into the area, and that's going to bring down our temperature a little bit. It might get a little bit chilly towards the end of the week. So going into the middle of the week, around Thursday, we will see storms possible, actually likely, 90 to 100% chance of storms on Thursday and Friday. We could see actually up to an inch of rain those 2 days. And unfortunately, as we talked about earlier, Thursday is the opening day for MLB. Kansas City Royals will be playing in Kauffman Stadium, but that is if they don't get rained out. And we will talk about that a little bit more here in just a second. But these rainy conditions and cooler temperatures are going to last up into Saturday, where we have a high of 46, lows down into the freezing temperatures actually at 29. But then once we get to the beginning of the week next week, the skies will kind of clear out a little bit, and we will see temperatures start to rise again. So spring is still here, don't worry about that. And as we mentioned, Thursday is opening day for MLB. The Kansas City Royals will be playing the Chicago White Sox at Kauffman Stadium at 3:15. Around noon, whenever people are probably going to start to go into the stadium, it's going to be 65 degrees, so nice warm temperatures, but there is a pretty high chance for thunderstorms. And then around time for first pitch at 3:15, we will see temperatures around 70, so again, still pretty warm outside, but we will still see a 90% chance of thunderstorms. So it might be possible that the game might get rained out. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.